amongst us Mamta Nalla Reddy, who is the South Head of Times Group Optimum Minimum Solutions. Mamta Nalla Reddy, born in Mumbai and raised in Dubai. Mamta is one of the two daughters of a retired meteorologist. Thus, theories were a very important part of her growing years. Mamta heads the revenue stream for Times of India's PR division for the South region. Her works involve a lot of traveling across regions and meeting people regularly. A perfectionist who wears confidence on her shoulder and gets the best results. Mamta strongly believes that as a woman, we can do it all. In spite of her busy life, she loves taking time out for her family and daughter. Mainly exercise, gardening, cooking, and meeting friends have been her priorities. Million Moms is honored to have Mamta Nalla Reddy amongst us today. Thank you so much. Mamta, your job includes a lot of travel. You do a lot of travel, and I think in a month you travel for 20 days, if I'm not wrong. And there are a lot of targets because you're in sales. And on top of it, you need to manage at home too. You have a 10-year-old child, and you have to take care of her education. So, as a mother and also as a sales head, how is it to handle all this? Is it really very, very difficult? Is it painful? Is it a pressure? Or you're able to do it?
Would you be surprised if I say it's not that difficult? So, I think anything that becomes a habit is easy. To become a habit, you need to do it regularly. And what are the things that you do regularly? Things that are important and necessary. So eating right, exercise is definitely a part of it. If you're enjoying a 6-course meal at home, which is definitely not the right thing to do every day, getting food or getting good food, healthy food while you're on travel mode also is quite convenient these days, thanks to Swiggy and thanks to a whole lot of other apps, which help you source the kind of meals that you want to. Exercise also really, every time I travel, out of experience I'm telling this, when I disembark a flight, I actually walk to my car like an ambulance. So if I've missed my daily walk that day, I make sure that every time I take a step, it's very brisk. I walk very fast. So I'm very conscious all the time that, if I'm not exercising or if I've missed that routine of mine on a day that I'm traveling, that I do this. And then you retire at the end of the day, with something that you can do in your room, whether it's yoga or Pilates, anything. You can actually achieve that in your hotel room or guest house or wherever you're staying. So yeah, it isn't really very difficult. I mean, a lot of people come and tell me, how do you manage this? How do you travel a lot? Because I don't have an entourage of people cooking for me and cleaning for me and doing all of that. So that balance can be achieved thanks to FaceTime, thanks to a lot of things, thanks to a very good support system that you could build, with friends and with family, with extended family and cousins, sisters, siblings. So that can be achieved. So that can be.
You were saying that you, in some form or the other, take time to work out. But I have a curious question here. Do you work out regularly? Do you have a pattern of fitness regime? Or you just do it whenever you feel like?
No, the days that you don't work out, I think everybody can agree to this, that if you're used to doing some sort of activity, some sort of exercise, that you feel very lethargic and heavy. If you don't, you feel bloated, and there are a lot of other bad effects to not working out every day. But, to beat the monotony, you could join Mani Pavitra with her Voga. And you could do a lot of other things which are interesting. Go for dance classes, do other stuff. It doesn't have to be your cardio on your treadmill, all the time. So yes, there are various ways of doing. Even while you're drying your clothes, taking it out from the washing machine and then drying your clothes, just make sure that you're doing your sit-ups and everything. So there are ways that you can get some sort of physical activity into your daily routine. So you just have to be conscious. That's about it. I don't see how it should be very difficult. But yes, that trigger has to be there. And as you said, that alarm bell rings. I'm pushing 40 as well. I don't have the same energy that I had just like 2 years back. It's tougher. If I had to attend an event like this, maybe 3-4 days of prep, and I could get into shape, fit into some really nice skirt, and appear for my event. But then it's not working these days. It's not 4 days of starvation or intermittent dieting or whatever they say. It doesn't work. So you'll have to make it as a habit and regular exercise and good food, which will fuel that exercise. So that's very important.
Finally, what do you have to say about the Million Moms, and in which way would you be able to contribute to this?
So when Mani Pavitra and Prema had approached me for Million Moms, I thought it was very interesting. In the sense that any mother, we require support groups. Like a man who is working, he offloads a lot of the homework, the work related to children, all of that to his support group, which is the wife or his mother or domestic help. But and he doesn't feel guilty about it. So I don't see why women should not ask for that help. But of course, get away from that feeling that you're entitled to that help. So, if you, I live in a joint family. I have my mother-in-law with me. And every minute of her support to me and, the encouragement that she gives me, I don't take it for granted. There are some things that I need to do myself and my involvement should be there. And there are some things that, I'm expecting out of her, and there are some things that I'll have to request her. So this kind of support groups we'll have to build and maintain, and it has to even involves friends. So I have friends picking up my child, to take them for birthday parties and for classes, stuff like that. So you'll have to build those support groups and not feel guilty about it whatsoever, because it takes a village to raise a child, they say. So I mean, even if you're having people who are close to you and who know you and who care for your family, and if you're taking their support, you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
Thank you so much, Mamta. I think what we learned from her life is, come what may, don't stop working out, and don't feel guilty that you're not there all the time. Thank you so much, Mamta.
The 21 days challenge. Log into www.millionmoms.in. For more details, contact 77024 9110.